Good evening, everybody. You're all very welcome to our community. My name is Blaithnaid Bergen. I'm a member of the MTAI. I'm delighted to be here with you this evening. It's quite a thing to make this choice because there are so many other things we could be doing, particularly on this very beautiful evening. So it's quite an important choice to make to nourish ourselves in this community. And I welcome you here. During this short practice, this is very much an invitational space where it's whatever is right for you. That may be to sit or to lie down. It may be to leave your camera on or turn it off. It may be to get up in the middle and make a cup of tea, or go out to listen to the birds in the garden. It's whatever is right for you at this moment. We might also remember that during this short practice, there are no goals. This is not a competition. Reflecting on this during the day, it occurred to me that even during the practice of meditation, we may, unknowns to ourselves, be trying. We might be trying to meditate properly. We might be trying to sit in the right position. We might be trying to meditate as well as the other people in the group. And even though we come into this space to nourish ourselves and to take some time to be, we might in a very subtle way be just trying. And the invitation this evening is to be. During this time, the mind is going to take us off in many, many different directions. We may find this frustrating. We may even become cross with ourselves. Perhaps we feel that we've had so much experience or practice now, we ought to know how to get it right. All of these little voices, they will all be here. And that's perfectly okay. We might begin this evening by noticing what is here now. What thoughts are rushing in the moment we sit down, lie down, to take some time out. Perhaps the mind will take this as an opportunity to rush in, remind us of all the things we could be doing when we're sitting here. All of this may be going on for us. And that's just the mind watching out for us. And we're inviting the mind now, perhaps inviting the mind and its thoughts to drop gently into the breath. And when the mind is thinking and thinking and thinking, inviting it to settle into the breath. And where that may not feel comfortable for you this evening, using the body as a way to come back into the present moment, or the sensation of sound. And perhaps reminding ourselves gently that this is a space to be with whatever comes up. And when we notice that little striving voice, acknowledging it and letting it go. There will be plenty of time for striving later. And as best we can now, resting our mind in our breathing. Bringing the two together. There are times when we sit for practice like this. We may have been looking forward to it all day. And when we sit down, it's just not working. And that's part of being here. It's noticing all of those things. The thoughts, incessant thoughts, the emotions that accompany those thoughts, the physical sensations that accompany the emotions. And noticing all of that. And bringing ourselves gently back into the breath. The physical body or the sensation of sound. And maybe noticing that each breath is a new breath. A breath we've never had before. And there is no doubt that during these periods of silence, the mind will continuously try to hijack us. And in those moments of awareness, when we notice what the mind is doing, that's a cause for great celebration. That is a moment of real awareness. And there will be times in a practice like this where it's a wonderful experience. And we ask ourselves why we don't do it more often. And then we sit down again and we get hijacked by the mind. And that's what the mind does. Mindfulness is simply noticing that. And perhaps, if all else fails, maybe agreeing with ourselves that we'll simply sit and just see what happens. Perhaps when the mind again wanders off, as no doubt it will, maybe dropping into the feet, dropping the awareness down into the feet as a way of grounding ourselves in the moment. Noticing the soles of the feet. What sensations there are there. Perhaps the toes are softening, having spent the day in a pair of shoes. Perhaps there is a sense of ease spreading through the muscles and sinews. Contact with the ground. The sense of being rooted. Bringing us back into the present moment. Or perhaps the sensation of the hands in contact with the legs of the floor. Once again, noticing what sensations there are in the fingers, the thumbs, perhaps the feeling of the air moving through the fingers, bringing us back into the present. And each time we have that tiny fragment of awareness, it's allowing us the opportunity to be. There are so few quiet spaces in our lives. In our community practice, we're offering a space to be quiet and still, and be with whatever is here. And when our mind simply won't leave us be, keeps going back each time with more and more thoughts of the future, past, the what ifs, the should haves, the shouldn't haves. Maybe allowing ourselves to notice that. And in as much as we can, allowing it to drift by. It's part of what the mind does. And over time, we may become better at noticing the mind. And that allows us more and more fragments of stillness. And they are just fragments. But such nourishing fragments. And it's okay to feel bored, frustrated, perhaps angry with ourselves or someone else. It's okay to feel all of those things, because that's simply what's here now. In as much as we can, allowing them to drift by. And coming back to the anchor of the breath. The physical body. Our sound. And for this short practice, we're a human being rather than a human doing. For the last few moments of this practice, perhaps you might like to call to mind something that makes you very, very happy. It may be a person, a place. An activity. Painting. Whatever it may be, bringing it to mind as vividly as you can. Something that really makes you smile. And seeing if it's possible to get a real physical sense of how that feels. Allowing the feeling of being happy to permeate through the cells of the body. Sometimes when we're experiencing moments of happiness, they can be quite fleeting. And by hardwiring that feeling, it's possible then to call it up when we need it. Feeling of being happy. Allowing it to drop into every cell. Before we finish, I'm going to read a short poem. It's a few words by R.M. Book. Deep in the soul, below pain, below all the distraction of life, is a silence vast and grand, an infinite ocean of calm which nothing can disturb. Nature's own exceeding peace, which passes understanding. That which we seek with passionate longing, here and there, upwards and outwards, we find at last within ourselves.